Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this special edition Zoom meeting designed for our private Facebook page that we use to show other individuals the beautiful transformations of before and after pictures and the story of how the gel and some of our other products have changed so many lives. And it's just amazing to me. Now, we are going to make this for you. It is being recorded, okay? And you're going to be able to take this recording and you're going to be able to share it with other team members to teach them what this page is, how they can use it, and how it benefits their business in such an easy fashion that they would be crazy not to use it, okay? And I want to tell you, it's built around the premise of stories sell and facts tell. It's one of the first things I ever learned in this industry in 1995 when me and my wife started in our first company. I want you to write that down somewhere. Stories sell and facts tell. And if we just, repeat that in our own mind, think about it. Stories captivate us. They get us to, they pull us in. We want to know what happened and where somebody started and where they finished or where they were and who they are now, instead of somebody just throwing a bunch of facts and spreadsheets at you, which is kind of boring. So this entire company, I want to let you know that the power of what I just said to you, you can't compete with the power of what I just said with you. And what I mean by that is this. This company started because of story sell and facts tell. Let me explain. When I met Alexi, I knew that he was a brilliant man. And I knew that he had options and choices. It wasn't just he was going to do business with Lee and I, and we were going to bring this into our network and everybody was going to live happily ever after. Praise God that that's what happened. But I did not know that that was going to happen because he was speaking to business entities like Kevin Harrington. And for those of you that don't know, Kevin Harrington created Shark Tank. He was the original founder, and he can raise multiple millions of dollars in a short period of time, and that's not my forte. My forte is building distribution teams with everyday people from all different social aspects of life, and I help them build a business. That's what Lee and I did. So we were thinking to ourselves, how on God's green earth were we ever going to compete with somebody like Kevin Harrington, who wanted to take the gel direct to consumer, text your number here and we'll send you a free bottle, blah, blah, blah. Well, what we did, ladies and gentlemen, is we ended up putting about 200 people on the gel. And Alexi was on the second conference call. By the way, it went from 100 people to 200 people in less than 60 days. There was no NewULife. And I thought to myself before the second conference call, the only way that we can get Alexi to do business with us is stories. Now, I knew that he heard the stories before because we'd been talking for 2 months. And what I did is I set up the second conference call and I had 25 people. I had them arranged by number, not by name. And I said, I'm going to call out your number. We had a run through. And I want you to tell your story in 1 to 2 minutes, no more than 2 minutes. And we got Alexi on that call, and I opened it up, and I said, okay, Alexi, we wanted to share something with you. I think this is very special. And I went 1 through 9. I believe I either got to 9 or 11, and he said, stop the call. And I looked at my wife out of the corner of my eye. I was like, uh-oh. And he started talking and he was weeping. And I said to my wife, I said, he's crying. Is he crying? She said, he is. And he said, Joe, he said, I have been selling the gel from my store, my nutritional stores and dojos and doctors' offices in Northern California and some of the regional area now, for 12 to 15 years. He said, whatever. He said, but in a matter of 2 months, you have a network of 200 people strategically placed all over the United States that is ready to take my product to the world. He said, today, right now, you get that product. and we're going to start our company. And guys, I'm going to tell you, I had butterflies in my stomach, man. I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like a kid with a new bike. I was smiling. I'm like, holy smokes, we pulled it off. And I want to tell you, ever since the beginning of this company, stories have built us. Grassroots effort from one person getting passionate about what has occurred with their health and wellness by putting this gel on their skin, and the transformation that they have seen has driven us to sell 10 million bottles in 17 different countries, $1 billion in sales. And I think the proudest thing that any of us can say, because we are all here to build a business, is that we paid out over $500 million in commissions. And when I look at this page and I see the people in these pictures, it has just blown me away. There's Peg. There you are, Peg. You're going at it. And I'm going to leave you right there, Peg. And guys, it's just been amazing. But I want to tell you, the minute we get done with this webinar, I want you to invite your team. I want you to invite your customers. I want you to invite your prospects. I want you to ask them to like and comment. Please, comments are very important. It's amazing what has happened with this page in just a few short months, and actually 3 years. And Peg's been a big part of that. So I want to bring her on. Peg, I'm going to stop my share. Guys, for those of you that don't know Peg Tucker, she's been with us for quite some time. She's a real joy. I believe she's earned every single Dream It trip vacation that we've had. If I'm not mistaken, Peg, you can correct me. But she has really taught herself things, social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and it's what makes her tick. And I want her to share some information with you guys right in the middle of this. So Peg, I'm going to turn it over to you, my dear.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, I think I missed the first trip before I kind of had that belief in myself, if you would. So yeah, I'm very excited that Joe asked me to speak today, because this group is really, really dear to me. I have said for years it's been my number one tool, because I know for myself, if I'm looking at a product, say if I'm on Amazon, I look at the product and I scroll right to the bottom to see what people have said about it, to see what people's experience has been. So I know people want to see what other people, not just you, right? What other people have experienced with this. So one of the things that I think we need to keep in mind, that I like to keep in mind when I'm posting on here, when I'm sharing my testimonial, is talking about the emotion, how feeling the way I feel now makes me feel compared to the way I felt before, because so many decisions are based on emotion. That's where, I think 2/3 of decisions are based on emotion. Then we back it up with reason, but we make the decision based on emotion, right? So, really talking about what people feel. I'm going to share my screen. Is that okay, Joe?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
It's coming up. Yep. Emotion.
Okay.
See it.
Okay, great. So this is what I was talking about the way, the problems that we solve and why it's important, and how it makes them feel, how the problem makes them feel, and how it's going to make them feel, or how it made you feel once you solve that problem, right? So what I wanted to share with you guys, because I have been using this for so long as a tool, I actually wrote out the steps that I take when I add someone to the group, kind of the way I walk them through it. When someone comes to me, and if you want to take screenshots of these, please do. I don't want to bore you with reading the whole thing, but I'll just quickly go through it. When someone asks me about our product, I this is the first tool I use always. Before I send a video, before I get them on a 3-way call, I always want to show them what's happening for people. So I tell them, look, this is the best way that I can share this with you. But I also ask them, I want to know more about what their goals are, what they've tried, what their challenges are, so that I've got that information to go back to them later, right? And then, so what I do is this is the exact message that I send to people. I've got it in text replacement. If you don't know what text replacement is, look it up. It's going to change your life. It's, anything that you say repeatedly in a message you can type in 2 letters and your whole paragraph will come up, including a link. So that's what I do. I have this message right here in text replacement. I type in 2 letters, this whole message pops up, and I have the link to our group in there. I have your group here because I did this as a generic training. So I send them this message, then I go right into the group. So I send that message. When I hit send, the link pops up. It's a tappable link. I tap that link, I go right to the group, and I invite them from the group, because that way they're tagged to me, they're coded to me, that they're my guest in the group, right? So I highly recommend that. You want, if someone asks a question in the group, you want the admins to be able to say, hey, go back to Veronica. Hey, go back to, Lisa can help you with that. We want to really be respectful and make sure that we're sending people back to the person that invited them to the group. So I invite them into the group. And the other part of that is I get a notification that says, Sally accepted your invite to the group. So that way I can go right to the next step and I can tag them. I always tag in 3 posts. So I tag in I welcome them in one of the posts, and I say, this is a great source of information. Take a look around. I'll tag you in a few posts. I'm letting them know I'm going to tag them in a few other posts. And I want them to enjoy. I want them to have fun in the group, right? I always tag them in my own testimonial, and then I'll tag them in someone else's. I'll say, this is my friend Lee. She's had great results. She's so happy now. Lee's so happy with the results. She's got energy to play with her grandkids, right? And then I go right back, after I do that, I go right back to Messenger and I say, I tagged you in a few posts in the group to get you started. Please take a look around. And I say, what questions can I answer for you? And then I put them in my follow-up. If I don't hear from them in a few days, I'll go back in there and say, hey, have you had a chance to take a look around the group? When they ask me a question, if they do, I'm going to say, I'm going to ask them. I'm not going to quickly sell them, right? I'm going to ask them about what their problem is. What are you looking to see? What kind of results are you looking to see in the next 60 to 90 days? Then I'll acknowledge what they said and I'll relate to it. Either something I've experienced or it's something someone in the group has experienced. And I'll make sure that they saw that post. Wow, did you see Lee's post? I'll tag you in it, right? And then I'll ask them, would you like help with that? Right? And if they say yes, then I can send another tool. And then I can send the video. I can say, look, this is a product that I believe would really help you. And I can send another tool. And then I'm going to tell them that when I follow up with you, I'm going to introduce you to a few of my friends. And this is really helpful too. I'll tag them in I'll add them to a messenger group with at least 2 or 3 other people that are on the product that can share their experience. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to tag you with a few people that I'm working with so they can share their experience with you. And then if they're still a month later, if they're still in the group and they're seeing posts, every time someone else tags someone or someone else comments in a post that I tag them in, they're going to get a notification. So that group is always dripping on them. It's literally doing the work in the background for you. If they didn't make a decision right away, I can't tell you how many people I have brought in. I believe just over 100 customers and just under 100 distributors. 90% are from using this group. And I'm not kidding. This is my #1 tool. I start with this always. So when I go back in to follow up with them, now this is something that I just started to do recently. I'm at this point, hopefully I've got the information on what it is they're looking for. Is it energy? Is it sleep? Is it weight management? And I can say, hey, I thought about you. Here's something I think can help you. We created a post to address this. Have you, and then I'm going to tag them in another post. I want to always be familiar with what's in there, with what's in the group, who's posting what the problems are. Because the more problems that you solve, the more people that you help, and the more money that you make, right? So that's what we're all here for, but focusing on people and helping them and solving problems is, I think, the biggest thing. So, and then I asked them, there's another post on that. This can help you. Would you be open to my tagging on that? tagging you on that. Sorry. And this is something that I think is I just learned, and I think it's a really great idea. What if you had a little notebook with a problem list? Like if you took all the problems that the gel can solve, and you've got weight management, you've got low energy, you've got poor sleep, you've got thinning hair, and every time, and you make a list. So when your prospects tell you what their problem is, you put them on that list. Someone makes a new post, Gloria makes a new post, and it's something that relates to that problem. You can say, hey Betty, I thought of you when I saw this post, and tag her in it. So that's what I wanted to share, Joe. I really, this group is gold. And I'm going to tell you, if you've been here for 3 years or 4 years and you have people you can look to see in the members who your friends are in there, you're going to know who the NewULife people are. But then you can see who you added to that group as a prospect, and go back and follow up with them now and say, hey, I just want to say, when you joined the group, I didn't find out what your problems were. I didn't find out what it was you were looking for, or maybe you did, right? And add value to them then. Say, this is something that I think can help you. So, Joe, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Yeah, that was awesome, Peg. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you don't mind, Peg, email those to me. I was taking pictures of them with my phone, probably like a few other people, but it's nice to have it all written down. Again, thank you so much. Okay, guys, just a few more minutes here. I want to mention a few more things. So there's an old saying in our industry: sometimes you need the meeting and sometimes the meeting needs you. Okay? So you walk into a meeting. Now, this goes back to the 90s, some of my initial training. When you walk in a room and you have 3 guests on your arm, you don't want it to be all on you. You want to walk into the room and you want to have a team that is working with you, with these people. You're introducing them to leaders that are doing the meeting. You sit in the front of the room. You pay attention. You don't stand in the back of the room. That's called team etiquette and group presentations. But in other words, this meeting is working like a Broadway play for your benefit. And right then, I want you to think about, put yourself in that scenario. The meeting, you need it. Now, here's where the meeting needs you. I want to ask you each to, not just you, but I want you to taproot into your organization. And I want to ask you to put your before and after picture in the Look at Us Now and tell your story. I want you to get your husbands. I want you to get your wives. I want you to get your customers. I am asking you for your help. And let me tell you why. And Peg, this is largely because of the work that we've been doing, and I can't thank you enough for you and Diane and the work that you've put in to help me. But guys, we are up 688% on post. On comments, we're up 176%. So notice that number. We have way more going in, but when you guys are looking at them, you're not commenting. Please comment, okay? Even on these private groups, it may not help the algorithm in boosting us up because it's private, but it shows us the engagement. Okay, that's the important thing. Reactions, that's when you click on like or love. But love gets you a better rating than like. So please change it to love than like. Okay, so I'm asking you to do that. I'm also asking you that those of you that want to put yourself in the contest, the next contest that's going to add on September 16th, excuse me, that's going to end on September 16th, you at least have to add, well, I don't want you really adding any more than 5 people a day, but I want you to consistently add 3 to 5 contacts a day. Now, why do I say 3 to 5? 5, you're like, what's he saying? Well, here's the thing. Everything that Peg just said was all about follow-up. It was all about what they are looking for and what they need. And that's the beauty of our business, guys. We find problems. We present a solution. We don't work on symptoms. We work on the root of the body going into homeostasis. Do you see how it works? So this is the same as follow-up. So I want you guys to start using this page, not just looking at it, not just sharing it. I want you to build your network, okay? It's safe here because it's private. And I want everyone to know, if you answer a question for another prospect, I want to ask you, no DM, okay, or messenger. We don't want to go private with someone else's prospect. We want to treat each other's prospects with extreme respect. And we want our prospects, when we enter into this page, we want them to feel calm about looking at the information, about commenting, and about being part of this group. So I want to ask you to be respectful. And if it's your guest that you invited, absolutely go to private messenger, or keep it public if, in the group if you want. That's okay. But remember, Peg said something. She said they're coded to us. When you put someone in here, the same way that their ID number attaches them to you, Peg and Diane and I watch this very closely, more so them. They call me and they say, hey, we got a situation. We need, what do you think? And, they're working, they're spending their time on our behalf, on your behalf, saying, hey, this is so-and-so's prospect, and they're asking a question. Let's get a hold of that person so that they know. And they're coded to them. We want them to be their sponsor. This is what I'm speaking about. So please be cognizant of that. So I'm asking for your involvement so we can be up 1,000% on comments, 1,000% on new posts on the page. And guys, I'm telling you, a picture tells 1,000 words. We're not kids here. We all know that this is true. We all know that stories lead us. And I know that each of you, as you look at these pictures, you know they're real. I know they're real. We know these people. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind to have this, and I'm very thankful for it. So what I want to ask you to do is use this to build your business. It's your story in there. If you've already put one and it has a before and after, if you need to upgrade it, or do another story. Maybe just a picture of yourself and say, gosh, I posted 6 months ago, but let me tell you about now my digestive system is working right. I don't suffer from heartburn. Tell your story, continue. Our stories are on our journey are continual. So please do this. And then the top 3 people on September 16th that have been consistent, that have been putting in their 3 to 5 per day. And guys, I don't want you to be flooding it, because you have to follow up. I want you to get where you're sponsoring 3 to 5 people a week. Okay, I know you can do this, but let this tool help you. Don't be a cowboy or a cowgirl. I better say cowgirl. I see more women on here than anything. But I applaud you men for being on here. There's a bunch of you as well, so thank you. So, guys, thank you so much. On the 16th, we'll do the top 3 places. We'll get Soma Night. Congratulations, Lisa Griggs and Veronica Valentino, for everything that's going on. So let me stop the recording. Remember, I said share this with every single person on your team. It's going to help you build a bigger, stronger, tighter-knit community and family. And guys, that's what it's all about. Our industry is built on helping others succeed. It's the only way. You have to find out their why. You have to find out what's bothering them. You have to find out how to help them. And if you can become a master of that, you will never have to worry about growing a very profitable business in NewULife. I truly believe that. We have an unbelievable founder that happens to be our formulator. We are debt-free. We've sold 10 million gels. We're in 17 countries. We've done $1 billion in revenue. All these things, blah, 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 blah. None of that will ever happen without relationships and people helping lift others up. None of it. That's what we're about here in network marketing or in NewULife. I don't care what other companies do in our network marketing industry. This is about helping people. Don't listen to outside voices from other industry professionals. Follow your heart, help people, use the proper tools, use our systems, and I promise you, you keep following up and you dig in and get to know us, and you will not fail. I truly believe that in my heart of hearts.